I tell you what, the folks out in YouTube land, out in the cheap seats, you're making out tonight. I'm going to show you part two of our little video set, primarily as a review, going to be a detailed review. We're going to go into much more detail, probably going to be hours worth of instruction or review instruction for our level 2 members. By the way, for those of you in YouTube land, if you enjoy these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a little goose, a little thumbs up, thumbs down, feel free, a retweet, a share, a mention, it would be nice. So we thank you for that. If you want to get access to the hours of video that are going to follow these first couple of parts, if you join as a monthly member and send me an email and say, hey, Bagger, I'm joining as a monthly member. I want all those benefits. It's like $99.95 a month. That's it, month to month. But I'll also give you access to all these other videos, which is going to be worth much more than 1 month's membership. So you're looking at this chart. By the way, I'm Bagger Don, StockMarketCaddy.com. And I ask you, what do you see? What do you see? Well, I see an uptrend, Bagger. We're going up. And it looks to me like a little cup. Maybe a little cup with handle. Probably going to break out. I'm going to buy it, Bagger. You going to buy it? I got a question for you. Do you know what the trading resolution is? Do you know what your choice of trading resolution is? Probably the most important concept there is. And in the last couple of weeks, it could not be more demonstrative, quite frankly, and that's why I want to make this video. I don't hear anyone talking about trade resolution. I don't hear anyone identifying from their perspective what is their trade resolution. And then from there, you're going to trade it. How are you going to trade it? Are you going to buy shares? Are you going to buy calls or options or future? I mean, what instrument are you going to use? And what is the trading resolution you are going to use? Does it match what you're looking at or what you think you're looking at? Now, this is Amazon. Oh, Bagger, it's simple. It's going up. Do you realize you are looking at Amazon on a 5-second chart? 5 seconds. Well, you tricked me, Bagger. 5 seconds, every 5 seconds. What are you going to do? You're going to go buy a call option here? You kidding? It's 5 seconds. This is one of the problems that, well, actually, I think it's one of the biggest reasons why people drop out. You hear about this all the time. The guy who's worked for 20, 25 years, he's made a ton of money, he saved a ton of money. He actually did some investments and he did pretty well. And he decides to quit his job, he decides to retire early, and on the basis of what he's done from an investment standpoint for the last 20, 25 years, with maybe a minimal commitment to the overall markets, he decides to set up his office like the commercial on E-Trade or TD Ameritrade, and he's going to start trading for a living. And suddenly, months later, everything he's worked for, everything he's saved, everything he invested for is poof, gone, out of here. And he doesn't know whether to, scratch his watch or wind his ass. And the reason is he never understood. He never understood what we mean by trading resolution. To demonstrate this is 5 seconds. Let's just take a look at Amazon on how about a minute view, 60-minute view. That's what it looks like there. How about we take a look at it on a daily view? Okay. How about we look at it on a weekly view? Weekly. How about a monthly view? How about we just say screw it and I'll just throw my money into Amazon? How many people do that? Okay, resolution. What do I mean by resolution? Bear with me for a moment. I'm going to use a couple of different examples, and I only got 5 minutes left for YouTube. This is the deal. Do you remember when you were a kid in the kitchen and your mama had canisters on the counter, and one was filled with flour, one was filled with sugar, one was filled with this, filled with that, and there were a big canister and a little a smaller canister and a small one, small one, and they all stacked neatly in a row, right? And they either went from large to small or small to large. Well, those canisters contained stuff. They contained stuff. Now, I'm not about to teach you candles. That's not what this video is about. This video is about resolution. And these candles that you're looking at, they're basically canisters. Think of them as those canisters. And those canisters are on here. They're filled with price action. Price action. Price is going up, price is going down. Hundreds of dollars. Could mean thousands of dollars to you. Thousands, depending upon the resolution that you're using. Are you using monthly? Are you using weekly? Are you using daily? So there is a resolution. And if you don't have the proper chart, and you don't understand what the difference is from one resolution to the other, you're going to be at a distinct disadvantage. There are going to be things going on in this canister that you don't even see. Now, depending upon what your resolution is, maybe you shouldn't see it. If your resolution is a monthly, I'd say you probably don't want to be watching a second chart on Amazon, or for that matter, a daily chart. Maybe not even a weekly chart. Okay? Very, very important. The other analogy, let me put a picture up on this. Okay, this example. This is the LA Coliseum. Okay, do you think that this guy up right up in here, I don't know if you can see him or not. You see him sitting there, he's eating his popcorn, having a beer. Do you think he's got real good visualization, resolution on the field? Do you think he does? Maybe, huh? How about this guy right in there? You see him there? He's there with his girlfriend, also having a beer and popcorn. She's having a beer. They're having a good time. You think their resolution is a little bit better than this guy, right? As you get a little bit closer to the field, you see a little bit more, right? Especially if you got some binoculars. Resolution. You know what? Maybe this guy up here, he only goes to one game a year, and he's just happy to be there. He's just happy to be at the game. Do you think he sees the intricacies of the game versus somebody who's right down here? Let me show you something else. Do you think he sees the cheerleaders? Like that? Do you think he sees the game as well as this guy? And do you think he can tell whether or not from way up there or way up in this, whether or not the ball went through the uprights? Resolution. It matters. It matters. Now, it depends on what your expectations are. If you're just happy to be at the game and happy to get an annual performance, then you know what? You probably don't want real close resolution. If you're an investor, if you're a swing trader, if you're an option trader for 2 or 3 weeks, you can afford not to pay so much for a close upright. But if you need to get in on the game, you need to see those cheerleaders. You need to be on the field to see if the ball goes through the uprights, and you need to be able to see the penalties and the calls and the action. Then you need the tools You need the platform. You need the proprietary stuff that we have. You need detail. Not only that, you need experience on what to do. It does you no good. It does you no good if the ball goes through the uprights and there's no penalties on the field and you throw a flag. You got to know what to do. You got to know whether to go long, go short, whether to use an option, whether to use a futures contract, whether to buy shares. So you got to execute the right instrument. You could have the best resolution in the world. You see it for what it is, but you execute wrong. So you need to have the concept of resolution. And you need to keep that in mind. Now, what is a challenge for all of us as traders, we can have at different times of our portfolio, different times of the year, I may choose not to be on the field. I may choose not to be on the field that day. I might just say, you know what, I don't feel like working that hard, and I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to, play from over here. And I'm going to play some options for 2 or 3 weeks so I can relax and go on vacation. Most of the time, I'm on the field. Not only am I that guy, I'm one of these guys. And it's hard. It's exhausting. It is. We work very, very hard. Day in, day out. Sometimes almost round the clock. Trust me. Trust me. So if you don't know where you are in the trading game, you don't know whether you're up there, you don't know if you're here, you don't know if you're him, you don't know if you're that guy or that guy, you don't know if you're on offense or defense, and you don't understand the rules, and you don't understand the penalties, the chances of you making any money day in and day out is somewhere between slim and none, and slim just left town. Or none just left town, okay? So you need to understand, it's like having a microscope. We describe it as a microscope, as binoculars, but you need to be close. And if you're content for a 5% return in your IRA, you know something, you don't need and you shouldn't be down on the field. You don't. You can be up in there and you can be going to the restroom every 5 minutes and getting beers and having a good old time. No problem. You're going to get paid accordingly. If you're a swing trader, you're going to have to pay up. You're going to have to get a little better seat. You're going to have to understand a little bit more. You want to do it full time, you're going to have to work really, really hard. You're going to have to run your ass off to keep up with the game. That's what it amounts to. That is called trading resolution, folks. Have you ever heard of it before? Has anyone ever described it to you that way before? More importantly, what is your resolution? What are your expectations again, going back to part 1? Do you know? And do you change from day to day? And that's okay. That's okay as long as you know. And when you ask somebody, hey, what did you think of the game? Well, do you think this guy has a different vantage point of what the game was versus the guy who was up here who had 10 beers? My guess is they didn't even see the same game. Or over here. Or the green or the white guy. In uniform, green or white. Compared to here. I would suggest to you that they saw different games. So why would you ask, if you're down here, if you're here on here, why would you ask this guy? How's the game going? Maybe not even one of them. Maybe not even him. He's got a different, the referees are positioned on different parts of the field so they can see the secondary, see the line action. If this guy says, hey, how was the game? Well, it was a mess on the line, but overall it was pretty good in the backfield. Trading resolution. Understand it. More importantly, understand what you're doing, what you're choosing to do, and make sure that you have the tools to measure the game, see and be able to see the field. In fact, that's one of our platforms, being able to see the field. So I'm going to wrap up part 2 because the rest of these videos are in fact going to be just for our level 2. In their review, they already know a lot of this. We were just giving them friendly reminders. If you're hearing it for the first time, boy, that's not good, And if you don't know what the difference between a profit factor is versus a win-loss ratio, that's not good either. You just don't understand. You don't understand. You don't know what you don't know. And you need to go someplace to get an education. You know what? We're not inexpensive. I mean, there are places you can spend a hell of a lot more money, though, but I think we provide huge value. So once again, if we're helping you, you like this sort of thing, give us a thumbs up, give us a retweet, pass it along. Better yet, try joining. Don't even trade for the next couple of months. Join on a month-to-month basis, and you'll get a video each and every night. Plus, they're not like this crap on YouTube. Our videos are high definition each and every night. We look at the markets in a very, very unique way. And then you get to determine month to month, you know what, this is a load of crap. This ain't helping me. Or you know what, this is really good stuff, and I'm learning a lot. And I'm seeing the markets in a way that I've never seen before, and I'm hearing about things that I've never heard before. You want to follow the jack-offs that are on Twitter? You know, I like the guy, the hockey captain there. Yeah, we're going to talk about the macro picture. Oh, okay, the macro picture. He doesn't even trade his own money. You know, he might as well be this guy up in here. You go ahead and listen to the macro. If you listen to the macro guy and you want to make money day to day, you're not going to make any money. You may not even make any money, you know, in your IRA from one year to the next. But you know what? You're going to totally forget all his calls because he was talking macro bullshit. Good night. Feel free to join. We got to get on to make part 3, 4, 5, 6, how many hours it takes to explain each and every aspect of the market that we trade with very unique charts in detail for our level 2 members. And if you join at a monthly level and you request these videos, I'll give you the courtesy of letting you see them. Good luck. And I will add just one other thing. If you think we use time charts actually distort the action on the field. We use charts that are price charts that really do track the flow of the game, and do so in ways that you just cannot appreciate. You probably don't even know what they are or how to use them. And you certainly don't have the proprietary indicators and strategies that we have written to optimize them. So we do wish you the best, and we hope you'll get an education someplace. We're not a broker, we're not a financial advisor, we're not interested in managing your money, we're not giving you specific recommendations to buy or sell anything. We're a mentoring site, and we continue to try to help and advise from the beginning moment you're with us for the whole way. Hopefully you'll be teaching us, and many of our members do just that. Thanks.